you ever have those moments where you look around at your life and think, how did I even get here? You've got things to do, maybe even goals on paper, but deep down, it feels like something's missing. Not broken, not hopeless, just off. Like you're going through the motions, but not really living. That feeling, it's not failure, it's not laziness, it's disconnection. You're not lost. You're just out of touch with what really matters to you. It happens to more people than you think. We live on autopilot. Wake up, scroll through our phones, go to work, check the boxes, repeat. But inside, there's this quiet ache, a whisper that says, there's more to life than this. And you know what? That whisper is right. There is more. You just haven't given yourself the time or space to hear it. We don't get taught how to find purpose. We're told to chase success, follow the rules, and do what everyone else is doing. But when your days feel heavy or hollow, that's your soul calling out for something different. You don't need to quit your job or move across the country to fix this. You just need to reconnect to you. It starts by getting honest. Ask yourself, what lights me up? When was the last time I felt truly alive? Most people skip that part. They look for answers outside, new relationships, new jobs, new distractions. But purpose isn't out there. It's in here, inside you. And you tap into it not by thinking more, but by slowing down and listening. Here's the truth. The version of you that feels tired, scattered, unsure, that's not who you really are. That's just a version that's been worn down by noise, pressure, and expectations. Underneath all that, you're still in there. Your energy, your fire, your dreams, they didn't disappear. They just got quiet. And now it's time to turn the volume back up. This moment, right now, where you're feeling off track, it's not the end. It's a signal, a wake-up call. You haven't failed. You've just drifted, and drifting is normal. But staying there, that's a choice. The good news, you can choose something different today. You can decide to reconnect. Not with perfection, not with a perfect plan, just with a little bit of honesty and a little bit of courage. That's all you need to begin. You're not lost. You've just been away from your purpose for too long. It's time to come home. We spend so much of our lives waiting for the right time, waiting for permission, waiting until we feel ready. But here's the truth. Clarity doesn't come while you wait. It comes when you move. That thing you've been thinking about, dreaming about, it won't become real until you take one bold step toward it. Most people think they need a perfect plan before they act. They think purpose starts with certainty. But that's backwards. Purpose begins the moment you do something different, even if you're scared, even if you're unsure, because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's deciding to move forward anyway. That's the power of one bold move. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to pick one thing that matters and do it. Send the message. Sign up for the class. Get up earlier. Say no to what's draining you. Say yes to what lights you up. One small act of courage can create a ripple effect you never expected. Think about it. Every big change in life started with one decision, just one. You never know where that single moment might lead. The day you stop waiting is the day your life starts to shift. Not because everything changes at once, but because you change. Your energy shifts, your mindset opens. Your confidence begins to build. That's how momentum is born. And here's something important. No one's coming to do it for you. You have to be the one to go first. Life doesn't hand out guarantees, but when you move, life moves with you. Doors open, opportunities appear, people show up, but only after you take that first step. The bold move doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. Maybe it's speaking your truth. Maybe it's walking away from something that's slowly breaking you. Maybe it's admitting what you truly want. These aren't massive acts from the outside, but they're powerful on the inside. They're the start of change. So ask yourself, what's one move you can make today that feels bold, not safe, not easy, but real? The kind of move that gets your heart beating a little faster. That's the one. That's where your power lives. And once you do it, even if it's small, everything else starts to shift. Because your dream doesn't need a perfect plan. It just needs you to believe in it enough to begin. You've been waiting for someone to tell you that it's okay to chase your dreams, haven't you? Waiting for permission, for someone to validate your idea, for the perfect moment to start. But let me tell you something important. No one is coming to give you permission. That's right. No one is going to hand you a sign, give you a green light, or tell you it's time to go after what you want. The truth is, you've been waiting on the wrong thing. The approval you're seeking isn't out there. It's within you. You don't need permission to go after your dreams. You just need to give yourself permission. Because when you wait for others to tell you it's okay, you're letting fear and doubt control your life. You're waiting for external validation that will never come in the way you think it will. Here's what you need to understand. Your life, your choices, and your dreams belong to you. You don't need anyone's approval. What you need is the courage to take the first step. It doesn't matter if it feels risky or if people question your choices. What matters is that you move forward. When you choose yourself, you don't need anyone else's permission. Think about the people you admire, the ones who've built incredible lives, the ones you look up to for inspiration. Do you think they waited for a permission slip? Do you think they waited until everything felt perfect? Of course not. They went after what they wanted. They decided to go for it. And if they can do it, so can you. This isn't about being reckless. It's about being brave enough to stand up and say, I'm going to do this, regardless of what others think. The world is full of people who are waiting for the perfect moment to start. But those moments never come. Perfection is a myth. It's the action, the decision, and the commitment that make the difference. When you stop asking for permission, you take back control. You stop letting fear decide what you're capable of. You stop worrying about other people's opinions because their approval doesn't define your worth or your potential. You define that. You set the rules. You are the only one who can give yourself permission to create the life you want. And it all starts with this simple truth. You deserve to live the life that's true to you. So what are you waiting for? The world needs what you have to offer. But only if you believe you're worthy enough to give it. A lot of people search their entire lives for purpose, thinking that it's something they'll just find one day. They imagine it's a destination, like a treasure that's buried somewhere. And if they just dig deep enough, they'll uncover it. But here's the truth. Purpose isn't something you find. It's something you build. You don't wake up one day with the perfect life's purpose stamped on your forehead. You don't get handed a manual that tells you exactly what you should do with your time and energy. Purpose isn't discovered in a flash of inspiration or a magic moment. It's developed through action, through experience, and most importantly, through choice. Every step you take, even the small ones, is a building block in discovering your true purpose. It's like constructing a house. You don't start with the roof, you start with the foundation. And the more steps you take, the clearer the picture of your purpose becomes. It's built layer by layer, choice by choice, the day by day. You have to be willing to dive into the process even when it feels uncertain. Purpose doesn't come from thinking about it. It comes from doing it. What lights you up? What excites you, even if just a little? What activities make you lose track of time? Those are clues, but you'll never know for sure until you try. And the more you try, the more the picture of your life's purpose starts to come into focus. The mistake most people make is they wait for a sign from the universe, something that tells them exactly where they're supposed to go. But life doesn't work that way. It doesn't send you an invitation to start living your dream. It gives you opportunities to step forward, and you have to take them. You won't get it right every time, but that's okay. Building purpose means making mistakes, learning from them, and continuing to move forward. Every choice you make is shaping the life you're building. Don't wait for a magical moment of clarity. Create that clarity with each decision you make. Sometimes the hardest part is taking that first step, but once you do, the next step will be clearer, and the one after that even more so. Purpose isn't some big thing waiting for you to discover it. It's in the doing. It's in the action you take, in the risks you're willing to take, and in the courage to try, fail, and try again. Purpose is a process, a journey that unfolds as you commit to living fully, to showing up every day, and to staying curious about what life can be. So stop waiting for the right moment to find purpose. Build it. You have the power to start today. Most people are constantly looking for ways to improve their lives, whether it's through a new job, a different relationship, or the next big trend. But here's the thing you need to understand. The best investment you can make is in yourself. So often we neglect ourselves in the pursuit of everything else. We invest time and energy into other people, other projects, and even things that ultimately drain us. But the truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you want your life to be better, you have to prioritize yourself. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that makes you strong, fulfilled, and capable of giving the world the best of you. Think about it. The more you invest in your own growth, the more equipped you become to face challenges, take risks, and create the life you truly want. Whether it's learning new skills, taking care of your body, or simply giving yourself time to recharge, every action that nurtures you is a step toward becoming your best self. Investing in yourself isn't just about big things like education or career moves, though those are important too. It's also about the small daily choices that impact how you feel about yourself. It's about taking the time to get to know who you really are. What excites you? What makes you happy? What challenges you? When you invest in knowing yourself, you stop living by other people's expectations. You start living for your own fulfillment. So, what does it look like to invest in yourself? Maybe it's setting boundaries so you can protect your time and energy. Maybe it's saying no to the things that drain you and yes to the things that bring you joy. Maybe it's giving yourself permission to rest when you need it instead of pushing through. Or maybe it's taking a leap of faith and chasing that dream you've been too afraid to go after. Whatever it is, it's about making your own well-being a priority. You're worthy of that investment. You're worthy of the time, the effort, and the energy it takes to become the best version of yourself. You don't need anyone's approval for that. You just need to believe in your own worth. Because the more you invest in yourself, the more you can give to others. You can't give your best to the world if you're not taking care of your own needs first. So, make yourself a priority. Build the life you want by building yourself up first. You are your greatest asset. You are the key to your own happiness and success. Start today. Take that first step toward investing in yourself and watch everything else begin to fall into place. You're worth it. Uncertainty is one of the most terrifying things we face in life. We want control. We want to know what's coming next. We want to be sure about the choices we make, the paths we take. But here's the truth you need to hear. Uncertainty is where growth happens. It's easy to think that if we just had all the answers, everything would be easier. But certainty doesn't create success. Certainty does. And sometimes that action comes in the form of stepping into the unknown and trusting that you'll figure it out along the way. You don't need to have every step planned out in advance. In fact, trying to control every detail can actually keep you stuck. The magic happens when you embrace uncertainty. You don't have to have a perfect plan to start. You just have to start. When you step into the unknown, you open up a world of possibilities. You take back the power that doubt and fear have over you. Uncertainty isn't something to be afraid of. It's an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to evolve into the person you're meant to be. Think about it. Some of the most successful and fulfilled people in the world didn't have a clear roadmap when they began. They didn't know exactly how everything would unfold, but they took action anyway. They understood that progress doesn't come from certainty, it comes from motion. When you embrace the unknown, you're no longer waiting for the perfect moment to arrive. You're creating that moment. You're taking what you have and using it to move forward. You're taking risks, making mistakes, and learning as you go. And with every step, you get closer to the life you truly want. Yes, uncertainty is uncomfortable. It's scary. But that's where the growth is. That's where you'll learn things about yourself that you never knew. And here's the thing, there's no such thing as failure if you learn from it. Every misstep, every moment of doubt is just part of the journey. It's the stepping stone to your next big win. So stop waiting for all the pieces to fall into place. Stop waiting for the fear to disappear. Embrace the uncertainty, step into the unknown, and trust that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. The more you do it, the more confident you'll become. The more you move forward without having all the answers, the more you'll realize that you don't need to have it all figured out to create a life you love. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Embrace uncertainty, because that's where the real transformation begins. You've got big dreams. You have goals that keep you up at night. But here's the hard truth. Dreams don't work unless you do. It's easy to feel motivated when everything's going well. But what about when things get tough? What about when you're tired? When doubt creeps in? When the excitement fades and you just don't feel like putting in the effort anymore? That's when the real work begins. The most successful people aren't the ones who never feel like giving up. They're the ones who take action anyway. They know that waiting for motivation to strike is a surefire way to get stuck. They've learned that the secret to success is showing up, even on the days when you don't feel like it. The truth is, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like waves. But action is what creates momentum. Action is what gets you one step closer to your dreams, even when you're feeling low, unsure, or exhausted. The more you show up, the more you prove to yourself that you're capable. The more you act, even when you don't feel like it, the more you build the habit of success. If you wait for the perfect moment to act, you'll be waiting forever. If you wait until everything feels just right, you'll never get started. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to act. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you're moving closer to the life you want. You're building the confidence that comes from doing, not from waiting. So, what should you do when you don't feel like it? You show up anyway. You make the phone call. You write the email. You take the first step, even if it feels like a tiny one. And with every step, the next one becomes easier. Action breeds motivation. The more you do, the more momentum you gain. The more momentum you gain, the closer you get to living the life you love.